I really hope my head's not cut off here. I know maybe there will be some time, but no, now. Okay, this is the full version of the JP2 slash WOB-3. The 3 here stands for the complete version of the waste oil burner. You actually have 3 stages. You have the core insert here, where you make the fire, and then your firebox, and then you have your exhaust plenum around that, suspended by these pipes, and then you have your outside skirt or air box around that, and your air box also has your plenum back here with 3 fans. So this is your middle fan that would be on all the time, and you would have 3 fans around the periphery that would blow air through the unit. So you could have your fire on low, and you just need your 1 fan on. But say, for example, well, you need it 20 degrees hotter, you can crank it up, and no matter 20 minutes, it's going to be 20 degrees hotter. Or if you're starting out someplace where it's cold, it wouldn't take long to generate lots of heat, and you're probably talking twice the efficiency of most furnaces here, and maybe even 3 times, especially with the kind of white hot heat that this is going to make. And there's no sense having a hot fire if you can't deliver the air to the surrounding medium. So your fans do play an important role. So maybe this fan here is good for 500 feet per minute, and your fans on the periphery, maybe they're good for 350. So once you're up and rolling, you could be pushing out maybe 1,200 feet per minute of air. So you'll be able to turn a cold place very comfy, and it wouldn't take all that long. Okay, where we left off in the second part, I believe we just had this part here being the firebox, and where you have your JP2, 2 pipes here. Your JP2 is where you take your air and your fuel, and you inject it into your air gaps between your 2 pipes where it's superheated and goes in, and it gives you a little bit hotter burn. And this here is your oil injector rod, and this rod here, you want to make sure you use stainless steel. Nothing else is going to work. Iron's going to melt probably on you. Or you could use high-grade stainless. If you had thick wall, high-grade stainless steel, it'll probably work for you. And you could even maybe slip a ceramic sleeve over top of your injector pipe, and that would help to disperse the heat and not just allow your pipe to last longer. But this whole thing is going to be 1900 degrees, so it's going to be red, so your oil that's passing through, as fast as it's going to pass through, it's going to superheat. Past the boiling point, in time that it comes out here, it's going to be wanting to go from a liquid state into an atomized state just because of the heat alone. And so you don't need no fancy spray nozzle here. It's just going to come out here, and this fire pot here, this poured ceramic or whatever, it's going to be glowing. It's going to be hot, and you want to design it so you could actually, you can pull the pipe out. The pipe would pull out of this here, out of your firebox, into where you could pull out your insert there, and if you had to work on it. So as you're making your fire would spin out into the firebox here, and then your exhaust would be diverted. You would have holes here or whatever going around, and that's where your exhaust would go through. And so this firebox is going to be roughly about 1200 degrees, I'm just guessing. And so you have a lot of heat here. You have your direct heating here, you got your exhaust here, so your direct heating is going to be hotter than your exhaust by at least 300 degrees or so. And so this whole unit here is suspended in a air plenum to where you have an air bank back here blowing air through the tubes. And you may have as many as 12 large diameter tubes on the outside. There's no problem there. And so maybe you can let the outside be for your hot air blowing your hot air. And your inside pipes, there could be more of extreme temperature. So, you know, if you use your sand packing method where you have your sand tube, you have your sand tube fitted with your water pipe in the center. So you just plug it in, snap, you know, you have your quick connects, snap it on, and you're working. And so you could heat up all the hot water that you could, you know, use. And if you didn't want water, you could probably make steam. You just make maybe a series of smaller pipes, and those pipes would get hot and make steam. But there should be, if you're using water, you'd be able to control the amount or the flow rate. So if you slow the flow rate down, your water is going to become extremely hot to the boiling point. And you know, if you allow your water to flow through faster, you know, you could bring your water to where it's, you know, you could do dishes without getting burnt. And but you probably would want your water going into like another common plenum or something like that, because like filled with cold water, so you could have a mix of hot water and cold, because you're talking lots of heat here. And if you're using the Joe pipe to burn waste oil, this waste oil heater is probably going to make, well, I'll say roughly a minimal of 10,000 BTUs. So your pipes are putting out, you know, way below here, because your Joe pipe is already putting out close to 20,000 BTU. So your firebox might be putting out as high as 100,000 BTU, and depending on how much air that you have blowing through, and if you're using steam to give it that extra hydrogen boost. Okay, I think that does it for the JP2 WOB-3 series. And so this is all still coming together. It's a work in progress, but I think in the last 6 weeks we've covered a lot of ground, done a lot of videos, enough here to keep literally hundreds and hundreds of people busy. If they, you know, once this takes off, it's going to put a lot of people to work making these different units, these different applications with the Joe pipe. And as we're coming into winter, some of you guys could take this and try it. Let me know. Let me know so I can let other people know, you know, whether something like this is going to work. And just from my experience, hands-on experience using the Joe pipe, I believe this is going to work. It's going to generate a lot of heat. And your heat's probably going to end up backing up in here. That's where one of your problems might be, because you can't use anything but metal in this. You know, no gaskets or no plastics, because all of this is going to melt. And even your fans, you may have to suspend them, so there's not very little contact with the, you know, with your apparatus. Altogether, you're looking about the size of a large wash machine or dryer, and you'll be able to spin it. And you can make it so you can spin it. So it'd be very compact, and I guess it'd be the new version of a wood stove, except you're using waste oil, and just a very highly efficient system. Just one of the many applications of the Joe pipe.